And then I went on and did Titanic. That was just, we were in Mexico filming. Jim Cameron loved Scousers, right?
Really?
Yeah, I think he'd studied in Liverpool or something like that. So as soon as he heard my accent, so I was in his beeline I could watch that movie and you'll see me jump off the ship, swim for my life, get on a lifeboat, get killed, be stuck at the gates, falling down the poop deck and all that. You'll see me like, I must die about 20 times and survive about 20 times. In it.
Because you kept on using you? Just
kept using me all the time, yeah. I just put different costume on all the time.
What, so you were just a passenger, were you?
Yeah, I was passenger.
Ship,
I didn't double anyone on that film. I was just a passenger all the time. But I was a lot of passengers.
When it starts obviously going down and then you just see everyone dying there and there. That's
yeah.
It's probably you most of it.
Loads of it, yeah. I could literally, honestly, I could just show you the film and go, there's me again, there's me, like that. Yeah, it was brilliant. We had such a laugh on that film though.
So why were you in Mexico?
That's where they basically built they built the Titanic, and scale wise it was a fifth the size smaller of the original Titanic.
Jesus.
And I was mental. Yeah, it was. So they found the studio. It was just over the border, Rosarito. So when you cross the border from San Diego, you come into Tijuana straight away. That's an interesting place.
Yeah, I've heard.
and then Rosarito, if I remember right, it's either an hour and a half or 3 hours. I can't quite remember because we were by Ensenada as well, and so just outside Rosarito is where we filmed Titanic. And they basically built a purpose studio, and they had the boat in the sort of ocean where they built a tank so the ocean filtered into it. It was mental, like. Yeah. The scale of it was insane.
The money that must go into that.
Oh, it was massive. So I was there. We were all there shooting a scene with Jim Cameron when the studio came to try and shut him down.
Why?
Yeah, because he'd ran out of money. So
Really?
that was the night. So he was like, so the studio was trying to stop us filming, and Cameron's going, carry on. Don't anyone stop film. It was mental. So we're there when he's having a stand-up argument with the studio trying to shut him down. So that was when he then relinquished his fee that night so that we could carry on filming. So that bought us a little bit more time filming. Yeah. And then he was jumping in his helicopter. He is a machine. Like, he was jumping in his helicopter, flying straight to LA, and he was editing the movie as he was going to try and keep the studio sweet so we could carry on filming. Because the film was costing like 3 times the amount every day. Because anything you do in water, once you're filming in water and things like that, the whole price, everything's a different scale. And the time as well, like the time of it is much longer. Like if you're going to do a movie and it'll take 10 weeks, if you're shooting it in water, it'll take 30 weeks.
Because obviously there's cameras, electricity.
Oh, just everything just takes so much longer. It was mental, like.
There's the, so that's it there. There's the set there.
Yeah.
So you're just jumping into the water from the top, basically, and stuff.
Yeah, loads, like. So there was. So when
and anyone who's just listening to this as well, it's a big fucking jump as well.
Oh no! So when we was tilting the boat, right, there was certain different levels of the boat to jump from, and you was either jumping from 30 feet or 80 feet into the water. So it was really funny because all the Americans, you would be like, you know, I always slag the Americans off because they're all the loudest people, but they're not very good, like. And they'd all be jumping off the 30 foot, and all the Brits would be jumping off the 80 foot. We'd be like, oh, fuck off, you shit. And we'd all be jumping off the 80 foot all the time. That was brilliant.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was mental.
What's that in meters? I'm shit with foot. What's that in meters?
80 foot, it was about 25 metres. It's not that much, really, to be honest.
Thing is, with water, it's deceiving, even though it looks like even 5 meters.
I remember being on holiday in Spain, and it was about a fucking 10-meter jump. I was fucking like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Right, bloody hell.
So, and how long were you over there then for in Mexico?
Oh, about 5 months.
And do you see your family then? Were you coming home? Were they flying out? Or?
Yeah, no, I had them there loads, just bringing them out all the time. It was great, like. Yeah, we had a good time.
They made a hell of a lot of money, though, that film, didn't it?
Yeah, it was mental. I remember watching I remember being in the cinema paying for the ticket, and a trailer of it come on in the foyer of the cinema, and everyone was just silent watching the trailer. And I knew then, I was like, Jesus, this is going to be good. We sort of thought it when we were there, because anyone who was in the film industry, the scale of that film alone was mental, just the scale of it.
Did you get a point where, for example, Leo, did you see much of him? Cause
he was sound, Leo.
At this point, I'm just trying to think of you just being a normal scouser in Liverpool, and then literally 2 or 3 years later, you're on set in Mexico with Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, we went on. Thingy was lovely. the actress's name?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. Yeah. Kate was lovely. She was dead normal, really lovely. Leo was just a young kid, really, so he was a bit of a div. You know the way kids can be a bit of a div.
I guess, yeah, he wasn't really Leo as we know now, is he, type thing?
He was a bit of a div, but he was all right. He was a nice kid. We went off, because I did The Beach not long after that.
Oh, what a film.
Yeah.
What a film.
That was a good crack, like, doing that in Thailand.
200 million was the budget. I think it did 2 billion. Yeah, 2 billion there. 2.18 billion.
That's mental,
so yeah, it was a good old
now?
shout by him, giving up his fee and then carrying on.
He did, I mean, it was a labour of love for Jim Cameron. So he, so you know when you've seen the drawings, you know when he's sitting there and Leo's drawing her when she's lying on the Shailong thing? That was Jim. He was drawing that. That was his hand.
Really?
Yeah. And he, so you could do a movie on the making of the Titanic because it was mental, right? So, you know, like the knives and forks. So whoever made the stainless for the Titanic, he got it made for the set. Whoever made the crockery for the Titanic, he got that company to make it for the set. Whoever made the upholstery, the chairs, the tables, everything.
The detail is incredible.
The detail's amazing. And there's certain still pictures, you know, like there's still photographs of the Titanic, the proper boat. And he would emulate that shot so many times. And he had as many photographs as he could get. And then photographs somewhere in that film, there's a still of that where he'll have started on it and used that as part of his shot. He's amazing. But there was one day we come in, right? So this carpet, you know, the dining room carpet must have cost about 80 grand to make. And some Mexican cut 2020 out the middle of it. We couldn't film in there until they replaced it. So some Mexican must have come in through the night, cut 2020 out for his little living room in his house. And it was like, and they stopped filming on that set for about 4 days until they replaced it. It was mental, like, loads went on it. It's hysterical, that film.
Oh, Jesus.